Just to update you all, Jay Copping, who's our current president, he has since sold his house in East Montpelier. He's building a home in New Hampshire, and you folks know that because he was the health officer.
Yeah.
And he's going to become a resident, or he is a new resident of New Hampshire. He's given up his seat here, but we didn't have a quorum at the last meeting, so we couldn't act on the business to appoint the president.
New president.
But he is on his way out as president. But he's going to transition with our new president to help hopefully make it a smooth process.
How many decades of service has he given?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Jay,
I believe he was right around 2005 he joined.
Okay.
I think so.
So you folks all got the financials? Did they really email it so you saw them?
Yes, I did take a look at that.
So we'll go with the financials first.
Is that the same as what you handed out?
No,
okay.
that was email.
The email.
I just-
You guys need printed copies?
I have it here.
If I need
I just pulled it up.
If I need to print, I can print.
I can pull up the
He
email.
can print for you if you need a paper.
It's right. You look at it. Yeah, we have it over here.
And this is just the year-end financials. I did not provide July financials for this meeting, just because for 1 month I felt like it
And
wasn't
your
critical.
fiscal year ends in October?
No,
June
June.
30th.
Oh,
30th.
so this, okay.
So the first
Okay.
page shows our bank balances as of June 30th. And
This says to me that you have $280,000 in cash, basically, in checking
Right.
accounts and savings accounts, and you have more than that in liabilities. So, you just,
A question that I've been pushing on any board that I've been on, is that normally the cash, the amount of cash, when you say savings account,
savings
is it interest bearing?
The savings account is just a holding spot for
Okay.
all the ambulance revenue. So any money that we bill out and comes in, goes into savings. And that's the only money that goes there. And then from there, we transfer it out on a monthly basis into capital and or contingency.
Do you usually have a considerable amount of money sitting around in cash?
Well, it's different, all different pots. I mean, when you
Right.
say cash.
I guess my question is, can you leverage this to either in CDs or interest-bearing
Oh.
savings accounts?
We probably could as far as capital funds, but as far as the other funds, probably not.
You're talking about
my
35?
guess is it's all in one bank account, more or less. It's
No,
in
it's
different
actually,
orders.
those are different accounts.
All different
They're
accounts.
literally different accounts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
different accounts.
Physical
So
accounts.
like the capital stuff,
But the-
I know they get interest bearing
Yeah.
on that.
All right, I'm just curious because it was one of my mantras that.
Just to that point, even with your regular account, with whatever your primary bank is, it's worth asking is if they can bump up the rate, because we did that recently and they doubled it to 1%, which is not, it's not
Yeah.
nothing. You just gotta
Right.
ask sometimes.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're making tens of thousands of dollars in East Montpelier now that we have moved to. Obviously, we're talking about, a lot more money, but, on every 100,000, it could be $3,500.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's worth checking.
that's it. Okay, continue, sorry.
And the striker loan, which we've carried for several years now, that's paid off, I think, this month or next month. We'll be done with that loan.
I think it's October.
For October. But we carried that one because it was interest-free loan. We didn't concern ourselves with paying it off. So we just let it ride its full term.
What's a striker, is that?
That's the power cot and the defibrillators
Yeah.
and that stuff.
Striker's a brand, is that a company?
attach.
That's it.
New York Stock Exchange.
Excuse me.
This is zero balance on that now?
Well, we got a couple more months, but then it will be.
Cool.
We're almost done with that one. So on the next page would be the ambulance. And we received all our funds. And if there's any particular questions you have regarding any of those, if you've looked them over.
Yeah, looks like you had a loss on the ambulance side, but you made up for it on the fire side. It was kind of even Steven this year. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. And the other thing too is that there was the 4,000 that was basically, it looks like a negative when you look at your, on the operations checking. And that was only because there was a couple things that came in that we paid knowing that they were due, and we didn't want them to reflect on this year's budget. And so it looked like we were in the red, but we never had to tap into contingency because we were not physically short of the cash.
Looks good.
And the next
No questions.
section is the fire side. And like you said, we were over on one, under on the other, and we balanced out to be pretty close to even.
You're looking at total expenses on the fire side? Or which column am I looking at?
If you want to look on your side.
Well, I got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what, we're on the fire,
Yep, we're on a fire one.
yep,
With the two towns. The ambulance has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yep.
Looks good to me.
Do you ever have an audit?
Yes,
Every
we have
year.
Every year.
engaged,
Okay.
we have engaged with the auditor already. They're working on it, so we should have that finished before the December meeting.
I think it's
I
just
think it
about
was-
done, isn't it?
It's, yeah, because I think 3 years ago, it wasn't done until well into the following year. And that was part of the whole new board and new people and not
Oh, I see,
knowing-
I see. There's the line item for the audit,
Yeah.
5,600.
Since no one's really saying anything, I'll just take this opportunity to say that you look at the ambulance statement, and the thing that gets me about our arrangement is reflected on the second page. The net, so we have net operating income, but everything below that, all this other income, there's all these transfers back and forth, basically, that are almost canceling each other out.
Right.
But I would have a hard time explaining exactly what's going on this page. I mean, it's moving between the
Yeah.
ambulance and the capital,
Yeah,
but there's a number of places where, I find it very confusing. And I always have, and
Can you give an example?
yeah,
I'm
so,
looking at the
so,
picture too,
so, other income, are we all on the same,
Yep.
page 2 of the ambulance?
Yep.
Other income, so
Other income, yeah.
Transfer from capital
You got the
operating.
insurance revenue on the, and that's our revenue. And then, let's see. And then ambulance down below is a negative number. Are those two related?
Ambulance,
You see what I'm saying, the 307.95, negative 307.95?
so ambulance insurance expenses, or are you talking about?
Well, no, it's under capital activity.
Oh, that is the
60,
cost of
Right, I
the,
gotcha.
that's the
Capital
cost of the
activity right here.
2024 ambulance.
6010.
The new ambulance we bought,
Negative
That was the
7.
payment?
that would reflect the money that we put towards that, between the down payment and the payments.
Okay, so how about,
So 307 is what they spent on ambulance, is that correct?
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
How about transfer ambulance to operating, is middle of the page, negative 39,200. And below that, transfer ambulance to capital, 186. How
Right,
does, and then at the bottom of the page, from ambulance to capital, 186, same number shows up again.
Cancels it out.
Yeah, but why? I don't get it. It's just so weird to me.
It's because it's all, that 186, I think was all related to the loan, I'm pretty sure.
so loan proceeds are 186, and that is 4808. And then from ambulance to capital, one is the same, well, it's pretty close to the same number, not exactly.
I mean,
533 added that.
that question, truthfully, I'm not sure why it's appearing twice like that myself. You know, I don't know.
And the transfer from ambulance to operating, that 39,000, does that
Right.
relate to?
Because there are bills that we pay outside of, like, the paramedic intercepts. And now that's gonna be a line item in the budget, but we still gotta transfer the money, because all the money goes into one pot, ambulance savings. And so then we gotta take all the bills that come in that we pay that are operational, paramedic intercepts, and what were the other two? I forget now. We used to.
Paramedic intercepts, patient overpay,
It's because the
and billing.
expense comes in on this side, on the
Right.
on the,
Well,
And
that
ambulance.
comes out of operating, that comes out of the money when you first take it in. Those
Correct.
expenses.
Except this
And
year,
then they
we changed it.
divvy it up between the capital fund and whatever else.
But now
Correct.
we're putting more of it in the operating budget.
Yep,
Because before, that was a hidden,
right,
kind of a
Yeah.
hidden amount that we paid and took care of,
yeah,
and we put it in the budget. We did one 2 years ago.
yeah.
We did the other one, now we finished the last one this year. So all our expenses will actually be in the budget.
On the budget, yeah,
And, but
Instead
then,
of being paid out of that,
right.
correct.
okay.
So then the thing is, we gotta transfer the money because it all goes into the ambulance savings. And we gotta take the money to pay for those things out of that, because that's an
Okay.
operating. you know what
I guess I
mean?
get that. It's still a little confusing.
Yeah, I mean.
And
That will go away next year,
Right,
which will clean it up a
yeah.
little
Right.
bit.
This fiscal year is the one we changed the last part of it, so it'll be, next year when we look at this,
'Cause
next
we
year.
are-
it'll
We
be
are
straight
trying to
through.
streamline the transfers too, because it's a pain to stay on top of it. All of a sudden, you know, there's a bill that you paid, but you forgot to move the money. And so, you know, and so we're trying to streamline the biggest one is capital and contingency. You know, right now, we can't do much about that, because that's how we set up the interlocal, and all the money we make with the ambulance goes towards capital.
Capital contingency,
Yep, split.
that's supposed to be that was already funded at the full amount.
Yes,
Yes.
so I'm just saying.
Yeah, we haven't put
Right.
anything in contingency in a
Yeah, because
while.
they haven't
that's
used
the
any,
40, right?
That's
Yeah.
the 40,
right,
that's the
they haven't
40.
used any money out of the contingency, so they don't have to fund that right now. But if they had a shortfall and they had to use it, then they'd have to take some of that money from the ambulance and put it in there. But right now, all the money that comes in from the ambulance is going to the capital account, is that correct?
Yep,
Yep. But then they gotta take money out of the capital account for some purchases,
Right,
correct.
Yeah.
yes.
And so some transfers go the other way from capital to pay when we write the check, because all the checks come out of operations. So then if it's a capital expense, we gotta transfer $5,000 for the, whatever we just bought.
And there has
So,
been
yeah.
discussion on what's a capital expense.
Yeah, no, I remember that discussion. We wrote that into
So do
the
I.
agreement, right?
Yes, correct.
So, yeah, it can be confusing.
But it should be a lot better this coming fiscal year because it's a line item.
But we still gotta make the transfers for capital
Correct.
purchases and things like that. So if financials are good there, any questions? We can go over the run logs real quick. They're just our statistics. One is year-to-date fiscal year from a year ago, July 1 to June 30, because sometimes I think that's nice to see the numbers, so you can correlate it to expenses sometimes, and you say, oh, wow, you guys have been real busy, and oh, yeah, you know, fuel's,
You guys
budget's
haven't been
up.
real busy and you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Be flipped.
Exactly. So I put that out there so you can kind of see what we
So
did
which,
for the
which
whole.
page you looking at?
It's the one that says FY 20, 23, 20, or 24, 25.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, and
so,
those are broken down based on what we've done, mutual aid. The bottom section is when we've had an ambulance come in from out of town to help us. Montpelier did twice, Berry City 6, Berrytown 3. And there could be, those numbers I'm not gonna say are dead on, because if somebody forgets to write down that Berrytown came and,
so these are mutual aid where you went to that
They
town?
came to us.
no, they came to us.
Oh, they came here, okay.
Yeah,
And that's just on the ambulance side?
yep.
Okay.
On the fire side, if you go up top, you'll see
Yeah,
where we went to Berry City 11 times, East Montpelier, just for the fire.
Yeah.
Um,
that's what this whole top section is, and these are just fire calls. Well, you got medical calls too.
Yeah, it's all the different, we classify calls, six
Okay,
different ways.
all right, gotcha.
Fire and medical, and then medical motor vehicle, fire and motor vehicle. When the fire guys go help the ambulance, and when the ambulance helps us, that's how we broke it down, or how we've been breaking it down for years. And then the transports, when we took somebody in, and when we didn't. So you can see like Marshfield, you know, we went there 247 times, but we transported 102 of them, but 100 of them we didn't transport. So when you don't transport that 100, you don't see any revenue. But the state has changed the billing, so we're supposed to be able to recoup some of the expense even when we don't transport.
So I think you were just talking about East Montpelier there.
Was I, sorry.
247
Yeah,
is on
sorry,
the East
yeah,
Montpelier
East
line?
Montpelier,
Yeah,
Marshfield,
I
sorry.
was a little confused.
That's the next one down.
So Marshfield, you transported 67, no, 54.
The next two pages are just 2024 and 2025, the 7 months, same 7-month window,
Okay,
January 1 to July 31st.
yep,
And so you can kind of compare where we are just looking at,
okay, so one page is 1 year and one's the other?
Oh,
Is that it?
yeah.
Okay, got
That's
it.
start date and end date.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So totals,
467 this year, 440 last.
Yep.
right.
So it's pretty close. A little bit more.
And that increase is all from medical,
Yeah,
aging population around here.
Correct.
well, that,
You're
I hate
absolutely
to,
right.
I hate to say it, there's still, we get called quite a few times to, people passed out in their car. And you get there and they're gone.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's usually, we believe, something related to
Drugs.
drugs and
And they get their they don't got their original Narcom, and
Narcan.
you get there and they're gone. There's nobody there. There's no vehicle, there's nobody.
Could be pulled over for a nap?
Or they just,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
All I know is they sent an ambulance and 2 people on it.
Yeah.
So someone sees them sitting in the car and they call the ambulance?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
We'll take a nap.
I-
Sometimes I do.
I do, yeah. That's safety.
So now,
I'm tired, okay, I'll pull
Yeah.
over, no more.
I wanna take a nap while the car is stopped.
so now,
They're going a back road somewhere, but maybe they still call the
so you,
ambulance.
so you don't take a nap no more where people can see you because they'll call you in.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes I'm in a tractor.
Good one, Seth. Sometimes.
They know not to respond to the nappers in the tractor.
Right, okay. It's in the shade. Well, okay.
And
Anything
then-
else we need to know on this?
No, they're just our statistics. if
Yeah,
you-
no, it's good to see them.
Keeps going.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that someone did question, the time frame. We're trying to compare apples to apples as far as the time
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
That was, that was a question in a meeting I was at. It's like, oh, well, let's compare the same ones. So you did, thank you.
yeah.
Right,
Well, I figured it just, it kind of just, and I
Just
thought
that.
about doing it by fiscal year again, 'cause sometimes I think we should look at numbers based on fiscal year,
yeah,
because that's what our budget reflects.
right.
So if I do a
Yeah.
snapshot, should I have done it from last July?
As long as it's the same period of time,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, right,
Right,
yeah,
it can be the fiscal year as long as it's the same
yeah.
period of time.
Maybe
Anyway,
that we'll do it in, was it October, November, when we do our budget one.
Yep.
yep.
We'll add another line.
I came for number 4. I'm pretty excited about agenda item number 4.
Which one?
Discuss the new location for the dry hydrant in East Calais. That's, I've been on the edge of my
We'll
seat.
do that, we'll do that next. But if the capital plan, I did put numbers in for, you can see the commitments that we have based on Capital Fire Mutual Aid, the radio system, which is for future replacement, not current.
Where did we get the capital plan information?
Yeah, I don't have it.
That was number 4 in
that's
the
number
email.
4 in the email.
I only.
Oh, number
so-
4?
Oh, that was the Excel spreadsheet.
That's the
email.
Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my pay grade.
Got it.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying. I'm out.
Is this it?
Okay, so I'm sorry, Albert.
And so, yeah, the engine we're presently paying off, that's the 26,508, that's the annual commitment for that, for its duration of the loan. The 33,792 is our commitment for the new ambulance. And then the 40 grand is the amount that we're allowed to spend for capital every year. And then the 5306, Capital Fire Mutual Aid, which is the organization that dispatches us through Montpelier PD. They never established from day one really a capital fund to improve and replace equipment. So they identified that as a shortcoming. So now they're looking at grants and different ways to fund system upgrades present day, but they have established a fund that all the area departments that subscribe to them are paying into, so that in 10 more years, they'll have the money to do the next round of capital improvements, and that will hopefully continue to go on for the future. Right now, we're looking at trying to get the grants necessary to do what we want to do to improve, because we have a lot of areas within Capital Fire Mutual Aid that, even in Calais, that we can't talk to dispatch, and we struggle sometimes to
Yeah.
have them hear us. And so the upgrades are critically needed for that.
So you're putting money aside for that every year? So it looks
Well, they bill us, and we,
Oh, okay,
Capital Fire Mutual Aid manages.
you just-
Yeah.
okay.
And then I've got, for engine 2, which I don't believe it's going to get replaced, but it's technically scheduled at 25 years, I plugged that amount in there just as an amount. And then the ambulance is scheduled for 15 years, but I'm getting a sense that I'm not sure if we're going to go 15 years without major repairs. And so I'm bumping that a little earlier to do that. Taking 3 years, basically, but 2 years off of it, 3 years off of it.
So it's 9 years old right now.
Yeah,
So you're gonna need $1 million in the next few years.
yeah,
More,
more.
than.
But
you-
that's not reality. That's just giving you guys an awareness of what new trucks cost.
Yeah,
But the ambulance, that might be a reality. But the engine, we're gonna probably be able to bump it down the road a couple more years than that.
Which engine's
but it's
that?
a-
Engine
So that's,
2.
that's the one that's on the hill. That's the one
Oh.
that I bought when I was cheap. That is actually not steel, that's a prefab body.
Oh,
Plastic,
And
or whatever you
plastic
call it.
body, well, we call it prefab.
Yeah.
And so that, our idea was that we could change chassis if we had to and extend that life. That was the reason we bought it that way. Whether that
does
would
that get
work out
used a
or-
lot? Engine 2?
Not as much now. I mean, it still
I mean,
gets
you got the
used,
new-
but yeah,
Engine, you usually use that most of the time.
yeah. That one
But there
would
are
be-
some places that the new engine can't get
Can we
in.
get in there?
Because that one's smaller,
Yeah.
engine 2? And that's up
Curtis Pond?
That's on the hill.
Town Garage.
Yeah.
how far ahead of time do you have to order a new engine?
Minimum 2 years.
Now it's 2 to 3 years is kind of the wait. I think they're getting better now. You know, products are becoming available again, but it's still, I think it's backed up because they're still trying to catch up on orders for departments that have been waiting since 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
Well, they get a truck that's 90% complete, then you don't.
So my big question in looking at this is, you got these two big items coming up, and we don't know the exact timing, but are you gonna need the towns to budget for these things specifically? Or are you gonna be able to finance them with your cash flow?
the intention is to be able to finance them with our cash flow.
Okay.
That's
Good.
not to say though, because the last big purchase, you asked the towns for money.
Yeah.
Which,
Yep.
it's okay, I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm,
but- I know, but
Trying to
that's hard to
anticipate.
say, because, I mean, projecting out your,
And usually that, for us, that's an ask too, you know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Like,
you'd vote on it, right?
well, no, what I mean is, let's say our board meets, discusses, and we want to buy, or we want to do a new engine too. Whatever we feel like it's not worth refurbing. And so that new engine will cost $650, and we crunch our numbers, and we say, well, we'd love to ask the towns to contribute $200 again. We would come to you and say, can you contribute
Yeah,
to
yeah.
200 for next year, or 2
Yeah.
years? And then you guys say yay or nay. But at least you know that you see, like you said, looking at in a grid that, hey, they might have a potential big expense, you know. And
Yeah, but
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
still paying that other engine, right? That's got a few more years on it, plus
Which
this
one?
building.
Engine one.
engine one's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's brand new, so that's got,
We'll be dead when that thing's
yeah.
done.
No,
No, but we're
that's
still
got
paying.
a 7-year loan?
Yep.
We took.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
seven-
that long, it's on here.
Yes.
It's a 7-year
Yeah.
loan,
But we
son.
get money towards it.
It's a seven-year
You're gonna be around for 7 years, so.
Hopefully you're around 7
Yeah.
years, because that
I hope so too.
That
You're not
loan will
pushing
go away in
payments
7
Never
years.
know.
So the point is, we want to know as
Yeah.
early as you can, if you
Okay.
think you're going to need more, like from the
Yes.
towns, because that's a
Okay.
big deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially
our
these
budgets
days.
are about to get wicked tight. And the capital planning, I think, is the thing that can make the difference.
So, okay, I guess it's time we start a truck committee now.
And then for this year, a couple things that I do plan on getting for capital, just some more turnout gear. I'm trying to, rather do a big order every 10 years or whatever, I'm trying to do three sets every year, rotate it through so that the old stuff we get rid of and we get 3 new sets every year. Radios, I'm holding out. We need radios, but I'm hoping that through the grant and some competitive purchasing power through Capital Fire Mutual Aid, we can get some new radios. And things are looking good for them to get some money, but until it happens, 3 times they're, oh yeah, they said, okay, you'll get the money, and then we don't get the money. So I don't know at this point where it is. But once we figure that out, there'll definitely be some radio expenses there. The SCBA compressor, we're gonna ride that out as long as we can, but it's not a big ticket item that can make us go broke if we had to buy it tomorrow. But that is something that, if it fails again, you're not gonna fix it. Just the parts are not available, it's considered obsolete. And we transferred that thing from the old firehouse up on the hill.
Correct.
I have no idea when it was purchased.
That was purchased in 2001.
2001?
So we got 24 years out
Better
of it
life out of
already.
So I just got a couple questions. So on the
Yeah.
bottom line, which is a capital plan balance, this is to answer Kari's question. In 2027, if you're gonna spend $650,000 for a truck, you're gonna be negative in your capital plan by $206,000.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
nothing compared to the next year.
But they
No
can,
kidding. I know, but I'm just saying that you are projecting a negative balance.
So back when we developed the capital plan, we always put something in so that we would have something if there was a need later on. We put
See,
like 2,500, I think it was $25,000 a year we were just putting in the capital plan for the fire department, and then that, when it went to a charter town, that all disappeared.
You're talking about the town side.
Yes.
You're not talking about the fire side.
No.
Correct.
I see. There's your answer, Kari.
oh, I missed it,
But the
sorry.
thing that I was gonna say, is, so when we developed the town capital plan, we used to put $25,000 a year in, just because we know at some point
Yeah,
you're gonna have an expense.
I got it.
So,
Okay.
in my opinion, the towns need to be proactive, because it's just a matter of time before something's gonna happen.
that's exactly why I think we want to have plans like this, to be able to see
Right.
like,
Yeah.
how much and when, not knowing exactly, but
Not knowing exactly.
The more
but at
information,
least
the
you
better.
But the way
start-
they were talking is they weren't gonna replace engine 2 right away. Number
Right,
one.
but if you
The
don't
maximum
start
space
now-
is put in.
But if you don't start now,
But if we put an order in set, it'll be 3 years before we get to
Yeah,
see it,
or you
okay?
buy one that's used from another department
Right.
for
There's-
less money.
Could
There,
be
there are,
'Cause it
there
doesn't
are
get used
things,
much.
we, generally, historically, we've been pretty good as an organization to try and figure out our ways to make ends meet
Yeah,
without asking the towns for
Yeah.
extra money.
that's true.
This one truck was something that
Yeah.
we really felt we needed a new
Yep.
one, we wanted a new one, and so we asked for a little help. I'm hoping with engine 2, like you said, that's gonna be hopefully a different animal. But I felt like it was, I would have left that amount out, but I know you guys wanted to see some amounts for the next 4 or 5 years.
Oh, I'm okay if you left that out.
I think
650,000.
I think it's really good that you have it in there, but the key question is, are you gonna need money from the towns?
Right.
But
So-
my point is, it may not be a new engine, it may be SCBA, it might
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
this or that that fails, and if you start putting a little bit of money away now, in 5 years, you're gonna have some money there that is there for it. That's my opinion.
Totally agree.
SCBA,
It's a
the only thing
whole
is
lot
that,
less
right now, we're dealing with the, $5 million town
Yeah,
garage,
Right.
and we're trying to be frugal to the taxpayers. Every time you add $30,000 into the capital plan, that's another penny on the tax rate, so we're trying to keep our expenses down as much as we can, so,
Right.
but, I'm glad we're
And
having a
we-
conversation.
we try and do the same thing.
No, I know, I know.
You know?
I know. I get it.
Truthfully, sometimes I feel like, to the point that it might hurt us, because I don't wanna, I wanna try and be as tight as I can to the budget,
Right.
and being responsible to all the people we serve,
I know,
but then all of a sudden, I go grab that piece of equipment,
right,
and it doesn't work,
I know.
because I didn't wanna buy a new one, because I was trying to,
Sure,
be
yeah.
conservative.
I deal with everything.
And so
I know
that's,
just
yeah.
how it works.
Yeah,
I'm not
Exactly.
saying you need to put 25,000, maybe it's 5,000 or 10,000, but I think you need to start somewhere.
yeah,
That's
and
my
that,
opinion.
and that, truthfully, and it doesn't have to be, it could be earmarked for whatever, but
Right.
if each town did have a fire department capital fund line item that they put some money every year in, and then whether it's, let's say, we need to
SCBA is gonna be big.
replace the roof on the building, and it's gonna cost us 200,000, it's okay, well, the department will foot the bill on this amount, can you guys chip in that amount each? And you got the money there waiting, not,
That's a good point. Where's the roof on this?
it's not, I don't have any building things on it.
We're thinking.
I think
about it.
East Montpelier has building stuff in their capital plan for the building.
For this building?
Yeah.
The SBA
Nice.
is gonna be the big one coming up next.
You never admit to how much money you have put aside.
That's on the other
So-
side of that line.
This thing is gonna be shut. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
um, all right, I
All right.
guess the next item would be the dry hydrant.
Dry hydrant. Yeah, so you might not care about this, I understand, but, so Route 14 in the village, that dam has to go. It's privately owned, Friends of the Winooski is lending up the money. They've got a design, engineers, they've got a conceptual design, they'll be finished over the winter, and they hope to execute the project next year. And
Wow.
Permitting might hold it up, though. I think it needs multiple permits, and at the federal level, I guess they slash the Corps of Engineers that has to do the major review, so it may be a while, but anyway, the hydrant that's there won't be there anymore, but they'd like input on where you think would be best to put the new one. I had it in my car all week, but I didn't bring that piece of
The
paper to
hydrant?
mark it up.
You had the hydrant in your car?
No, the design.
The design.
But I emailed it to you, if you guys want to look at it.
Yeah.
Woodbury's looking at it as well, they're open to ideas, what's the most convenient, accessible for you all?
So what are
So
the
the pond's gonna be
plans are
gone.
for all the
The pond will be gone.
water that dam holds back? That goes all the way back to Woodbury, all that water.
Yeah, well, it'll just be the same flow through there, there just won't be a,
Yeah, but it's hard to run a hydrant when there's no
It starts
water.
at the
Yeah.
Beaver Dam in Woodbury. believe it or
I
not.
understand, I'm just
Yeah, the pro-
saying,
the-
to me, it doesn't make sense to be taking that dam out.
But that's not what we're talking about.
but it's privately owned.
It's irrelevant to this.
We're just trying to get the best deal. I mean, the way the town's involved is the bridge next to it is ancient and way undersized. It's less than half the span that it ought to be.
Here's an idea on that bridge that we didn't do in East Montpelier on the State Bridge. We weren't fast enough, is to have a pipe or standpipe through the construction of the bridge. We weren't quick enough on this one. For the village, for this village.
Yeah, I know that. But,
I mean, you
yeah, I remember, but where was that water gonna come from? I mean, that's the
It
issue.
would come right out of the river. It would have been,
Oh,
it would have been based right
I
off the
believe, I
bridge.
don't know what the flow
so
rates.
you were gonna bury a pipe in
Do
the
you-
river
do you-
there?
Have
Yeah,
they
that's
done
what we-
studies
And
for
then
the
run
flow
it
rates
across.
of that during dry times?
So it was actually.
Yeah,
No?
they've done all kinds of
Yeah,
studies,
yeah,
they got
right,
all
right.
kinds of charts. We
But I mean-
could set up a call or something
That's what we
with the
were planning, and
engineers.
it
Because-
never got put in.
I know.
Well, it was in.
That location would be a
Oh,
nice
they pulled it
location
out?
if they could create some kind of, even a little pool area where water might collect that we can draft from, if there's steady flow,
They won't let you
But-
create a pool.
no?
No way.
Nope.
The fish won't be able to go their way. No kidding.
That's where the money's gonna
I'm
come
not
from.
kidding
is
you. I
probably
know.
Habitat.
Yeah, they will
Oh,
not let
right,
you.
that's right, that trout won't get through there.
Nope.
Because, for me, that is a critical location for that whole end of
For the
town.
village,
Yeah.
for the
There's
whole
a lot of-
village.
A lot of water available there, and then you take that away, it really dramatically changes how we put fires out.
They don't wanna take it away.
But who's the,
You know, what you'd have to do is you'd have to capture the flow instead of
Somehow.
the pond.
right,
You'd have to capture the flow. I don't know.
And I don't know how you go about doing that.
They wouldn't let you do
That's
it.
my point.
You'd have to put a pipe in the stream.
That's my point.
No way.
And that's what they
But
didn't do
that's-
down here.
Right.
That's above
Right.
my knowledge of expertise to try and figure out where the flows are, where the pool area is that would capture the kind of water that we can get now.
Yeah, there's thousands of gallons of water there.
Yeah,
Sure is.
It's a lot. There's a lot of water
A
there
lot of
to
water
use,
there, yeah.
and it won't be there no more.
Right. Go to the spring, wherever that is. Nightmare.
yeah, 'cause
So
I
you
All
don't
right,
know.
well, I will
you don't
communicate
know.
back, your concern is that removing this dam will remove that whole reservoir of water.
Yeah,
Because the
The
next,
hydrant depends
next
on.
dry hydrant, I think, if you look at it, is the Woodbury one off of Woodbury Lake. There's one up there. That's the next dry hydrant that we could pull water off of to go all the way back to East Calais Village.
Right.
We're gonna be Sour Holes or Us.
or,
How far is Woodbury Lake from there?
I'll
A
bet
few
you good
miles.
4 or 5
About a few
miles.
miles.
It's about 5 miles.
That's a long way.
That's a long ways to truck water.
Yeah, in the village, for the village.
When the engine can do 1,000 gallons a minute and you're only bringing in 1,200 gallons. It's a clip.
Yeah. I don't think they'd
I'm
ever
not
let
gonna
you
say
lay a
that's
pipe
be
in
determined.
the stream.
I guess so. They seem pretty confident they've done this.
Really?
Yeah. This engineering firm, SLR, has done about 30 dam removals.
Really?
And they have definitely placed new hydrants and they're,
We'll put that into the
they
radar.
didn't raise this issue. They thought it was very possible. They just hadn't figured out exactly where. That's more of a detail for them.
right, well, the key is once, if they pick, because I'm assuming as engineers, they would know the best locations to look at that riverbed once the dam, like visualize what it's gone, what
Yeah.
it looks like when the dam's gone, and then say,
Okay.
these are two possible locations, then we have to see how we can get to them.
Okay. Yeah, they wanted your input about what would be the most efficient, convenient, accessible for you.
Drive up and within 30 feet, basically, or say 25. If we can get within 25 feet of the water's edge, or wherever this pipe that we would, however we would draft,
Hook on.
Okay.
you know.
All right.
That's
What,
gonna be a
to
real-
pump directly out of the river, you mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can do that.
yeah.
Well, we've got one
Just
right
draft
here
out of the river.
on, was it Max Gray Road, right?
There's a hydrant on Max Gray Road.
But we're talking about just as a static water source that we can
Right.
drop a floating
Drop a
stream.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a dry hydrant's the best deal. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
easiest.
It's the easiest.
If
But
not,
you can draft right out of the stream.
yeah,
Right. Right.
bottom downhill of Route 2, right over the guardrail, into the river.
Yep.
We're drafting.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So I'll get back to you.
That's gotta be hard this time of year.
Yes, please
Right
keep
now,
us in the
right now.
loop on
Yeah,
this
it's like
one.
trying to
This
find-
one-
So,
Yeah, yeah.
This one's important.
It's a big deal.
for-
nice and
Yeah.
healthy.
Because it will not be good coming
Yeah, 'cause
out of
I-
Woodbury.
Okay.
I truthfully,
No.
I know there's a dilemma between the owner who doesn't want to see the dam gone, but he doesn't have the financial abilities to deal with it either. And he was hoping that maybe like they'd save Curtis Pond, save the East Calais Dam, you know, thing could happen, and rebuild it and make it safe and, but, yeah.
That would be the smartest thing.
It's not our call,
Yeah,
I know.
I get it.
I think we
and it's a
get it.
huge liability, you know, for the landowner.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
anything else?
No, not really, other than I was talking, I don't know if we got sidetracked about, turnout gear, radios I'm gonna hold off on. A new gas meter, multi-gas meter, hoping to get this year. And then, what else? What else was
SBA
it?
is gonna be coming.
SCBA, yeah, bottles, yes.
Yes.
Bottles are technically gonna have to
Yep.
be replaced next year,
Mhm.
but I think I wanna get half of them this year, and then the other half next year, so
It's a
that then,
big item.
when I have to retest, I have to test them every 5 years, I can take half of them and deal with them within a month or two, and then not have them all come due at once, and
Yeah.
then, because last year, 2 years ago, whenever I last did them, I was kind of panicking, because I felt like I didn't have enough bottles in-house, because I was testing them, and
Yeah, so.
A couple of them are dead on arrival.
Well, Scott wants to know if there's a dry hydrant in Marshfield that we could talk about for a while.
Marshfield?
Yeah.
You want a dry hydrant in Marshfield, or
I
where?
want to dig it myself.
Well, you can get the permits and talk to Troy Dare.
They have grants, they do
We
have
have
grants.
Middlesex. We do have Middlesex.
Part on the back, you know. Part on the back.
He's got a
The good
neighbor.
people of Middlesex.
Okay.
Speaking of dry hydrants, remember that landowner that was thinking about a dry hydrant like a year
Bliss
ago?
Pond,
Bliss Pond,
yeah. She never followed up.
never followed up.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
She was, I see her from time to time, though. I'll ask her what the deal is. She came on really kind of passionate about it because her father really wanted it, apparently.
It helps in the wintertime, it really does. 'Cause it's really tough trying to put a line through ice and snow into a river.
Sure. Not sure.
So are there any other questions for us at this point?
No.
Don't think so. Thank you for
Okay.
Good job.
all this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.